plan, and just a quick look at future perspectives and funding. With respect to full implementation of the plan, we have seen, of course, that inadequate funding has in some ways hampered what could have obviously been a much, much better performance. Our 500 billion, which was budgeted for and which we took from special accounts, was essentially the major part of the 2.3 trillion program, the major part of it. Of course, CBN interventions also were very helpful, but I want to just point out that the 1.2 trillion, which is supposed to be structured loans, were still very far behind, and that's a significant part of the plan. So that has greatly affected what would have been an even better outcome. The last GDP report presented by the Honourable Minister of Finance also highlighted major challenges to the economy. Of course, unemployment heading for over almost 40%, and loss of jobs since 2018, dwindling oil revenues, and dwindling on account of production, poor foreign investment inflows, both FDI and FPIs, largely due to exchange rate concerns and uncertainty around the repatriation of profits and security concerns. Now, I think that many of these problems are completely resolvable. I do not think that they constitute any significant, difficulty that we cannot resolve. But I think that one of the most important things is that there must be synergy between the fiscal and the monetary authority. That is absolutely crucial. We must be able to deal with the synergy. We must handle that synergy between the monetary authority, the CBN, and the fiscal side. Sometimes it appears that there is competition between this, especially on the fiscal side. If you look at some of the interventions, you'll find that those interventions, there are interventions that should be managed by ministries. So the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment should handle MSME interventions and those kinds of interventions. And we should know what the CBN is doing. In other words, if the CBN is going to intervene in the MSME sector, it should be with the full cooperation and consent of the Ministry of Industries. If they're going to intervene in agriculture, it should be with full consent. So that synergy is absolutely important. The reason why it's important, aside from the fact that you cannot plan an economy in any other way, the more important thing is that sometimes you will get people who are benefiting more than once because we simply have no line of sight to what's going on one side. CBN doesn't know what we're doing. They don't know what we don't know what they're doing. So I think that is important. That synergy is absolutely important. And as for the exchange rate, I think we need to move our rates to a more reflective market, as reflective of market as possible. This, in my own respectful view, is the only way to improve supply. We can't get new dollars into the system where the exchange rate is artificially low. And everyone knows by how much our reserves can grow. So I'm convinced that the demand management strategy currently being adopted by the CBN, we need to rethink. And that's just my view. But anyway, all that is, all those are issues I'm sure that when the CBN governor has time to address, he'll be able to address in full. But let me say that on the whole, we have been able to weather the storm of a very, very serious economic challenge. And I think that that is largely on account of the stable and steady leadership that we received from Mr. President. I think that if you panic, if Mr. President had panicked in that period, we would have had a lot of difficulty. In fact, perhaps we would be in a much, much worse situation. And I think that he deserves all the commendation for providing that steady hand when that was required. As I said, all told, I think that we are at a point in our economic history where everything is possible. Everything is possible. And I'm completely convinced that even the challenges that we see today are challenges that can be resolved very, very easily, so long as we're all prepared to work together towards the same objectives. Thank you very much.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.